Heather Dubrow has had enough and is calling out Shannon Beador for what she says is staged drama and fakery. When Heather calls something out, you know it isn't random. She's sharp, calculated, and never one to explode without purpose. This time, she believes Shannon has crossed the line, and she's making it very clear. In the latest episode, Heather Dubrow accused Shannon Beador of exaggerating or even faking her reaction during the tactical robbery drill. Shannon claimed she was terrified, shaking and convinced she might pass out, but Heather wasn't buying it. She bluntly called BS, insisting Shannon's fear looked more like performance than reality. Heather, who fiercely guards her reputation, felt insulted on behalf of viewers, seeing Shannon's behavior as disingenuous. Shannon, however, insists her panic was real when the driver approached her aggressively. Still, many fans side with Heather, noting Shannon's tendency to amplify emotions. What was once unpredictable drama now risks feeling repetitive. Plenty of fans believe Shannon's run on the show may be ending. For years, she's delivered memorable breakdowns, blow-ups, and emotional storylines. At her best, she was raw and vulnerable, mixing relatability with explosive drama, but lately, her reactions feel bigger, less believable, and more exhausting. Watching her spiral over minor issues no longer feels fresh. It feels like déjà vu. Reality TV thrives on reinvention, and it may be time for RHOC to move forward without her theatrics. But Heather versus Shannon wasn't the only drama this week. Jennifer Pedranti stepped into the spotlight, calling out Tamra Judge for refusing to attend her upcoming wedding to Ryan Boyajian. Jen was clearly hurt, especially since Tamra allegedly mocked the wedding as tacky and beneath her standards. Tamra has never been shy about stirring conflict, but dismissing a wedding, a once-in-a-lifetime celebration, hit Jen hard. Preparing for marriage should be filled with joy, not shade from your supposed friend. That said, Tamra's perspective isn't entirely without logic. Weddings, graduations, birthdays, these events are meant to celebrate love and happiness. If you're not in a good place with someone, sometimes the respectful choice is to decline rather than show up with resentment. Better to stay away than bring negativity to a day that should be joyful. But labeling the event tacky crossed into unnecessary cruelty. Jen, for her part, joked that maybe she'd flip the script and lean into the criticism, showing up in a bikini or turning the whole affair into something outrageous. But here's the issue. Jen shouldn't let Tamra dictate her decisions. This is her wedding, her special day with Ryan. It should reflect what they want, not what Tamra mocks. If Jen spends too much time adjusting her plans because of Tamra's opinions, that signals insecurity. Tamra will always be Tamra, opinionated, sharp-tongued, sometimes cruel, often funny. She isn't going to change. What Jen needs to do is rise above it and focus on her happiness. And honestly, the last thing anyone wants is to feel mocked at their wedding. We've seen how ugly that can be, like on Vanderpump Rules when Sheena Shea married Brock Davies and Katie Maloney and Christina Kelly were caught mocking the event from a balcony. If Tamra truly can't show up with support in her heart, her absence might be a blessing. Better to celebrate with people who cheer for you than to share the moment with someone rolling their eyes. Meanwhile, over in Salt Lake City, Whitney Rose found herself in a mini drama after receiving what she thought was an insult online. A commenter called her a disgusting redhead, which she first misread as redneck. She laughed at the misunderstanding before realizing the remark was about her hair color. Instead of ignoring it, Whitney used the insult to make a broader statement. She reminded fans that redheads are rare and beautiful, and revealed she dyed her hair red in tribute to her daughter. She encouraged natural redheads to embrace their uniqueness and never let the haters win. As with many Whitney moments, some fans believe she stretched the drama for attention. That's her style, turning small slights into big declarations. But her intent seemed genuine, rooted in love for her daughter. Across these storylines, Heather versus Shannon, Jen versus Tamra, and Whitney versus online trolls, the thread is authenticity. Fans want housewives who feel real, not rehearsed. Heather accuses Shannon of faking. Jen struggles with staying true to her wedding vision despite Tamra's judgment, and Whitney reframes an insult into self-empowerment. On Bravo, credibility hinges on convincing viewers you're genuine. Betrayals and conflicts can be forgiven, but fakery cannot. That's why Heather's accusation hits so hard. If she's right, Shannon's persona could crumble. If she's wrong, Shannon faces the challenge of proving her sincerity in a way she hasn't managed for years. As this season of RHOC plays out, the big question is whether Shannon still has a place on the show or whether her theatrics have finally expired. Heather has drawn her line, and fans are watching. Jen and Tamra's rift could either deepen or mend, depending on whether Tamra softens or Jen stops letting her control the narrative. And Whitney, always amplifying, will continue to test how far a small moment can be stretched into something bigger. In the end, that's what keeps audiences tuning in. The Housewives franchise thrives on the delicate balance between reality and performance. Every scene blurs the line, and every housewife must walk it carefully. Sometimes they succeed, sometimes they stumble, but they never fail to keep us talking. And as long as authenticity is questioned, the drama will never run dry.